Okay, welcome everybody to another Creativity League, playing some Grixis today. Not sure how this will compare to the 5-colour version we've been playing quite a lot of recently. You don't get the green cards like Veil of Summer, you don't get Ren and 6. As like a backup win con, we're not running any Leyline bindings in here, but mana base might be a bit better. We also get the powerful sort of secondary plan, or maybe this is the primary plan and creativity is the secondary plan, I'm not sure. But you get the Tainted Indulgence Persist sort of combo. You can also obviously discard Archons to Prismari Command, Fable and Mirror Breaker, Izzet Charm, to try and put Archon in as well. So yeah, you get that plan as well. So yeah, going to give this a go today. Many thanks to everyone that subscribed recently, powering on towards 400 subscribers at the time of recording, so thank you. And yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully you enjoy the content, and let's see how we get on in round number 1 with Grixis Creativity. Right, bit of an odd one here. I'm close to mulliganing this, I think. We've got the Spell Pierce, but we can't cast this Indulgence with this Dwarven Mine. I think it's close. If we draw another land, then it's okay. Sadly, this one isn't very good either, but at least we could cast this on turn 3. We'll keep this and bottom an Archon. Probably going to try and Thoughtseize on turn 1. Although we're against burn, so maybe not. Okay, we'll just put in a Blood Crypt tap, I think. Try and take no damage from our lands. Probably will end up Thoughtseizing. Okay, opponent's on a 1-lander. Okay, Tainted Indulgence is good. Let's just go. I think we'll go land. I think we will Thoughtseize here. Okay, so there's an Eidolon, couple of Searing Blazes don't really do anything, and a Bolt. I'm going to take the Eidolon here. Then we'll just fetch now. So opponent has Bolt, Blaze, Blaze. Okay, push. Just play the Dwarven Mine and pass. Push is okay to potentially kill a creature. Okay, so they hit a land. So they got one unknown in hand. So Indulgence here. We'll discard Archon. Okay, just a land. So I think we'll play the land and then play. Well, Fable does allow them to cast the Searing Blazes. Maybe we don't want to do that. But I haven't got enough to Searing Blaze it twice. I think we have to do this here because we really need to find a way of putting an Archon onto the field. You know, the opponent can go Searing Blaze, we go to 5, we go to 2 with the... Maybe we shouldn't have cast that. Really need to find Persist now. Oh no, they used the Lightning Bolt, so... Okay, so we'll definitely make use of the Mirror Breaker's ability here. Okay, find Transmogrify. I think we have to go for that here. Although we go to 3 if we fetch Transmogrify, so actually maybe it's just another Fable. Just digging for... yeah, so let's say we fetch, we go to 3, we go to 4, we try and Transmogrify the creature, they just Searing Blaze it, we go to 3, so I don't think that's really what we want to be doing. And we can Transmogrify here. Oh, now they've got landfall, which is bad. There's the Searing Blaze. Oh, they had, okay, yeah, they had Skewer. Okay, so just weren't quick enough there. I think we've got some sideboard for this matchup though. Right, so definitely eyeing up these Collective Brutalities in the sideboard. And the Flusterstorms as well. We don't want any of the Thoughtseizes. Prismari Command is probably a bit slow. And then Pyroclasm can kill things like Eidolon. Maybe we do want Pyroclasm. Maybe it's better than Prismari Command here. Yeah, I could see that being the case. We don't want to get swarmed with creatures. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, on the play, we're definitely going to mulligan this one. Way too slow. This is a lot better. We got the Brutality. Do we keep the Archon? Weirdly, yeah, keeping Archon isn't actually too bad in these, but I mean, we can discard it to Brutality. I wonder if we should just get rid of the Bolt. No, because if we kill a turn 2 creature, then I think I'm just going to get rid of the Dwarven Mine. Then we can go and get the Triome and then maybe a basic Mountain. Triome Basic Mountain doesn't let us cast Indulgence. Probably should have bottomed the Archon there. Oh yeah, that was stupid. We should have bottomed the Archon there. We haven't got any way of getting it back. Well, if we draw lands, discarding Archon to Brutality is going to be fine. Just want to try and take as little damage as possible here from our lands. Okay, that's what we wanted here. Lightning Bolt. Okay, so we will fetch that one away. Because we kind of want to find a land off the top. Okay, so we'll go for... just get the Mountain here. Then we'll I think we're just going to escalate 3 times. Then we'll definitely discard Archon and I think probably Flusterstorm. Well, Rolling Vortex is quite good. Yeah, I wanted to keep the Lightning Bolt there. Land? Oh, that's the worst. Oh. Yeah, that was rough. But as soon as we draw Persist, we're in pretty good shape. Another spike. Last spike Rift Bolt, so 1 unknown. Okay, still no 3rd land. Yeah, really regretting not putting back this Lightning Bolt now. We are a 24 land deck. Down to 10 here. I guess the trouble is we're going to have to fetch if we want shock if we want to play this Mirror Fable. It's going to die to this eventually. Oh, this is just the worst. The opponent's taking damage from this Vortex as well, and we do have a Lightning Bolt in hand. Okay, Skull Crack down to 6. We probably throw a lightning bolt at them here. Yeah, it's definitely made some mistakes here. Okay, we find a Dwarven Mine, so we can fail next turn, but it's going to be too slow. Another Skull Crack. Yep, okay, so we didn't really do anything there. Discarding the Dwarven Mine, putting back the Dwarven Mine was probably incorrect. Keeping the Archon to discard to Collective Brutality when we didn't have a Persist or anything. We got a little bit unlucky not finding lands for the first sort of 6 turns, but you know, we didn't have any draw either. So yeah, I think mistakes were made. I think Burn's quite a difficult matchup for this deck, especially because we're only running kind of 4 of the 1 mana blue counter spells. Spell Pierce, Flusterstorm. But yeah, onwards and upwards. See you for the next round. Right, weird, awkward hand here. This Tainted Indulgence has been quite awkward with these Dwarven Mines. We need another land and we can't find it. I think we're going to mulligan. It's close. Oh, this hand's awful. Opponent's mulligan as well. We're on the draw. I think I might mulligan again. Yeah, that's a lot better. We'll bottom the... I think we'll bottom the Charm and 1 Fable. Everything up against Burn again. Fetch Shock, Thoughtseize. Okay, so we're going to need to find another land. So we're going to grab Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize the opponent. Okay, so it's Rhinos or... yeah, Rhinos probably. Take the Cascader. So yeah, I think we'll probably end up getting our land iced in our upkeep. Xander's Lounge. Okay, so we can be pretty confident they're on at least 4 colour Rhinos. Let's see what we draw. I really want to land. Okay, we draw Persist. So really need to see that land off the top. Have they found... so shocking. They might just want to cycle the Triome, I guess. Well, we find a land. The mana has definitely felt more awkward with this one for some reason. It shouldn't be, it's only 3 colours, but I guess some of the spells are quite intense. Okay. So we've got a push to deal with a Rhino. Okay, opponent suspends, plays a land, so we know they've got a Triome in hand. Wouldn't be surprised to see this get forced. If they've drawn it, they have drawn a force. So land 1 unknown. We really need to find a land. A fetch land here lets us creativity. Opponent not playing their Triome. Okay, so we're going to go for it here. Because we've got another backup one as well. Not expecting this to resolve. Okay, Force of Negation. Wondered if it might be fire to kill this. Or why did they not just dead gone that? Opponent wasting a force of negation there. Well, we're going to go for it again. As the opponent found more stuff to do. If they're cycling. Another force of negation. Well, that's something. I'm not sure when these rhinos are going to come in. Got a fatal push to deal with one of them. Okay, so now we're going to need to draw. Don't really know what we can draw here. Kill one of these. Okay, so opponent's got no cards in hand. We've just got a persist. Draw. Now we're drawing the lands. Like, we're not out of it. You know, the opponent's going to attack us for 6 here, and make 2 more rhinos. If we can somehow if we can draw Transmogrify or Creativity. Yeah, Transmogrify Creativity here is what we want. And obviously the opponent has to have nothing. They're paying costs, which is quite... Yeah, they've hit runner here. I don't even think... Yeah, Archon can't save us now. Okay, so we get destroyed by rhinos here. Which is unsurprising. It's a very good deck. One that we're no stranger to playing here on the channel. Not sure how much sideboard we've got for it. Let's have a look. So we want the Flusterstorms. Probably bring in the Unmoored Egos. Thoughtseize is probably fine. So Bolt is awful. Push is bad as well. We can consider cutting Prismari Command. Dispute is probably fine. What about Brutality? Brutality is probably fine. It's probably better than Prismari Command. It's another way to discard Archon. And it takes it can take their cascade spells as well, or potentially take Force of Negation or Mystical Dispute. Right, I think we're happy with this hand. Yeah, it's got some nice counter spells. We can use Izzet Charm to dig for some lands. I suppose we do have to be a bit careful of Blood Moon. We'll just go Foothills Pass, I think. Maybe that should have been Steam Bents, but I can't fetch the Triome. I can't see the opponent playing any non-creatures on one that we really need to counter. Might just be a Suspend Rhinos. Yeah, looks like it's suspending some rhinos there. Let's go Triome, pass the turn. Okay, Thoughtseize is quite nice, but I really think we have to Izzet Charm here. think we're going to do it now. Okay, so we do find a land, which is nice. Let's get rid of Archon Indulgence, probably. Then next turn we can go Thoughtseize. Well, we kind of want to go Fable here, but I think we have to go Thoughtseize. Actually, we'll shock in, so we can hold up double spell. Because if they force this, then we want to be able to go, yeah. Okay, so I'll just take the, I think we'll just take the Outburst here. Yeah, most powerful card. So opponent's got Dead Gone, Fire Ice. So they do have another land. If they go Ice here, don't think we do anything about that. We're in a difficult position where it's against this deck. It's very difficult to commit a 3-mana sorcery speed spell. Hopefully this is Shardless Agent here. Okay, so that's fine. When are the rhinos coming down? So we've got a turn before that, so wouldn't mind finding a land. Persist is also very good. Might just Spell Pierce that. Stop the opponent drawing a card. I think is fine. Okay, to be Indulgence, look for a land. Nope, I don't think so. Unless there are 5 or more. We've got 1, 2, 6, 0. Okay. It's not far away from just casting Fury. Okay, so we find the Persist. Opponent can Leyline Binding. So let's get rid of Fable, I think, here. Okay, so we find Creativity. So if we go Persist the Archon, opponent will then Leyline Binding it, but then we'll need to be able to next turn the opponent's got rhinos coming in, but actually we're not going to be able to do too much about that. So if we go Persist, we can't then do anything about the binding. But it would, okay, it has got the potential to draw us a card, and the opponent will have to discard, so I guess we could dispute the rhinos and then Flusterstorm the rhinos. Yep, there's the Leyline Binding. The opponent will have to discard some here. And then next turn we can try and Creativity Although they'll have the dead gone is the problem. Oh, they discarded the dead gone, so they've got Fury. So next turn, hopefully we can put 2 Archons in. I mean, we have to go for it here. We can't wait for... A bit surprised the opponent discarded the dead gone. So they make some rhinos. Don't play a land. I wonder if we're meant to hold up Dispute here rather than going for 2. So 2 probably wins the game, and it plays around a removal spell. I think we're going to play around a removal spell, although if it's fire, then we're in big trouble. So let's say we go creativity on 1, they go fire, that's storm count 2. So that would get around it. Is 1 Archon enough? What do we want to play around? If they go force, we haven't got an answer either. I think we're going to make them have it here. Oh, that's brutal. Maybe that was really incorrect. Because now they get more rhinos and they get to, if they draw a land, they get to Fury down our dwarves. Oh no, they haven't got more rhinos yet. Yikes. Oh, and Unmoored Ego as well. I think we're just going to concede. We can't win now. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, opponent had some very, very good draws. I think that, yeah, that was a mistake. We should have... I don't know, they had... I think sometimes you just have to make them have it. You know, if that resolves, we just win the game. As it turned out, we could have, if we'd have held up 1 land, we could have disputed, made an Archon. Would an Archon have been enough to race? Probably would, actually. Okay, so we'll live and learn from that one. Probably should have just gone with it, but hey ho, let's move on to the next round. Right, bit of a dubious hand here, so we're going to mulligan again. Seems to have taken a lot of mulligans here. We'll keep this. This sounds really good. Get rid of an Arid Mesa. Wooded Foothills. That's shocking. Play Thoughtseize. Okay, triple Sentinel, Portable Hull, Goblin Engineer. Right. Well, let's take this Goblin Engineer, I think. Going to be a struggle to fight through all of those Esper Sentinels. Although they did only have 1 land, so... Okay, I think we're just going to play a land and pass here. We probably won't cast the Indulgence end of turn. Okay. I play another Sentinel? I probably should, yeah. So we'll fetch the Triome. Another land, not great. We could potentially start ambushing these Sentinels. Okay, opponent does now have 2 lands. but we really don't want them to draw cards. Okay, we go down to 11. What's this they're getting? Seam Bent. So they found another engineer. So it's probably Urza, Jeskai Urza. That's what I'm thinking. There's the star. They're going to play another Sentinel? Yep. Well, just keep playing a land. Triple Sentinel here. Will they attack? If they attack, we're definitely blocking. So we'll block a Sentinel with our Dwarf. And we can actually Tainted Indulgence end of turn as well. They found another Sentinel. So yeah, we'll do this now. We'll pay 2. You know, if they want to Metallic Rebuke, that's fine. Okay, well we draw. Okay, so let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of an Archon here. And we draw a Transmogrify as well, so... Okay, opponent finds Thought to Foundry. Okay, well we can just Persist. So if we go Persist, we can actually pay for all of the Sentinels here, which I think we're going to. So yeah, we'll pay. Yeah, because you don't really want them drawing cards. Because this will leave them empty-handed. And they can't Portable Hole our Dwarf because they'll have to get rid of it. We go up to 11. Draw another Persist. Good thing about Archon is, yeah, probably is able to power through a Thought to Sword combo. And drawing with Chromatic Star. Maybe missed a land again. 3 mana. What have they got? That is a Maria. Tap an untapped non-token artifact you control, add green, add tap 2, exile the top card of your library. Oh, that's pretty good. Not as good as that. Okay, so we'll just go attack with the Archon, get the last card out of my opponent's hand, and then actually we can just Creativity for the win. Because yeah, this is gonna. Oh no, it's actually we. Oh yeah, because this has got a -1/-1 counter on it. Okay, so we'll just Creativity both. Don't care about the opponent drawing a card from Esper Sentinel when they're going to die. Because they haven't got any mana. Might have thought differently if they had 1 mana open that they could have drawn Spell Pierce, but Okay, so we get there against, well, game 1 against Thop the Sword. Does this go infinite as well? Tap and untap non-token artifact. So I think this goes infinite the turn before Urza. Tap 2, untap non-token, exile the top card. So yeah, that would go infinite with Thop the Sword, and it's only 3 mana. Okay, well, that's cool. Hadn't seen that one. So probably we might want Pyroclasm here. We probably want Unmoored Ego. Bolt's probably fine. Thoughtseize are probably fine. What do we think about Spell Pierce? Maybe. Oh, Pyroclasm only kills the Sentinel. It doesn't kill that Mirier. We haven't got any other sort of graveyard hate. Let's have a look. Prismari Command's obviously really good. Izzet Charm. So definitely want these two, I think. Maybe it's just those two in for maybe an Izzet Charm and a Fable, something like that. Is Spell Pierce that good here? I think we'll keep it in. Right, I think we can keep this hand. You know, it's got redraw in for. You know, it's got some draw for lands and stuff. I think we'll just play the Tarn here. We can fetch Shock Push if we need to. Depends what the opponent goes and gets. Okay. Otherwise, we'll just go and get the Triome. Okay. Could be Stoneforge. It is Stoneforge. I think we may as well push that. Yeah, they get Sword of the Meek. So yeah, we'll get Blood Crypt. I think I'm happy to just kill that. Okay, Arid Mesa. I think we'll just play Steam Bents though. Arid Mesa can go and get a Dwarven Mine potentially. Okay, they are playing as a Saga. Teferi's pretty good. Let's go this. Get rid of Persist. I think we've already got one Persist. Okay, they do minus. So I think here we could bolt the Teferi, but I think we're better off just playing our Fable here. Because we can actually Transmogrify next turn as well. Depends what the opponent does here a little bit. They could make a 1/1 token. Notably we can't Transmogrify the treasure. Okay, another okay, do we want to discard here? Yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of. I think we kind of want to keep a lot of these. We'll get rid of one bolt maybe. We haven't got a target for this Persist, but do you actually want to get rid of the bolt? Maybe it's just Persist because it's not actually doing anything at the moment. I think we'll just get rid of Persist. Okay, we draw another land. So we could go, if we go attack to fairy, let's go to combat. Go attack to fairy with this guy. Okay, so we do get to make the token, which is nice. Okay, no blocks, which is interesting. So the opponent can make a token. I think actually we just want to hold off on the Transmogrify here. Just go Thoughtseize. We'll pay the 1 for the Sentinel. Okay, so they have Urza as well, and a Caldra. So we're just going to take Urza here as the most powerful card. Alpine Moon's interesting. Guess they're trying to stop us. Bolt this. Okay, so if they make a token here, we'll bolt it. Go and get a Dwarven Mine before Alpine Moon can be a thing. Okay, so we know the 4 cards in their hand. Some of them do nothing. Actually, quite a lot of them do nothing now. But they are going to get to go. They're going to get to do stuff with Saga here. So they're going to make a token, which is good for us. We're going to get Grafdigger's Cage, stops our Persist plan, but we don't have an Archon in the graveyard yet. They could go and get like a Soul Guide Lantern. Could get Pithing Needle. There's a few bits they could get here. Yeah, they do get Soul Guide Lantern, which is fair enough. Get rid of Persist. So I think they're going to go, yeah, Sentinel. That's fine. We'll just Transmogrify a Dwarf. Let's go land. I guess we'll do this now as well. Get the Dwarven Mine. Transmogrify the new dwarf. So that we can pay the 1. Yep. So the opponent will have to sacrifice a creature. They'll discard Sword of the Meek. Okay, we draw an Archon. So we're going to attack with the Goblin now. Everything that makes us treasures, you know, gets us closer to hard casting this other Archon. Might even have the win next turn. Actually, yeah, because we can copy this Archon with Reflection. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we've actually got enough to hard cast an Archon next turn as well. Actually, we'll have enough to do both because, okay, Ether Spellbomb's pretty good. Yeah, because we'll make a treasure from this. Okay, that's fine. It's got 1 mana. Unmoored Ego. So let's go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play a land. I think we'll just go and get Blood Crypt here, because we're going to want double black. Okay, opponent sacrifices a creature. Prismari Command's obviously a nice draw. Attack with these two. Leave the Kiki Jiki back. I think we'll just do it in upkeep. Do it now before the opponent gets a look at what they draw with Soul Guide Lantern. Get rid of the Alpine Moon. Archon stays around as well. And yeah, okay, so we get there. Kind of just do the thing. I think we're always going to be quite good against that, especially with 3 main deck Prismari Commands. But yeah, we get there. Good to get a win. See you for the next round. Okay, reasonable hand here on the play. Get to hold up Spell Pierce turn 1, and then haven't really got a turn 2, but potential turn 3 Fable. Okay, so we're just going to get the Triome here. Marsh Flats, not a land you often see. Okay, so we can just play Blood Crypt tap to pass the turn. See what the opponent has for us. Consider Koya, so it's black, white. Could be Hammer. They did used to be black white, but that was when Lurus was more of a thing. Oh, it's Reanimator. Okay. Yeah, we'll use the mana to Spell Pierce this. So go Fable here. So it could just be Orzhov Reanimator, or it could be Esper. If it's Esper, I'm a bit surprised they fetch Swamp. It could be to Fairy, which would be a problem. But then we just Creativity, make them sack the Teferi. Grief. Pitching Archon is pretty good. So it is Esper Reanimator. Not something I've seen for a while. They're probably going to take the Creativity here. They're going to persist the Grief, I wonder? Lingering Souls. Well, that's certainly a blast from the past. Okay, so yes. So we'll definitely get rid of Foothills. We draw exactly Archon here. Do we get rid of the Persist as well? Yeah, I think so. It's not doing anything. Let's draw some lands. Okay, so I think we'll play the Dwarven Mine. We'll attack for 2. If the opponent blocks, I wonder if we're happy enough to just take. Okay, so they do double block. I think we're just going to go deal 2 damage, draw 2, discard 2. Get rid of a couple more lands. So we've churned through our deck quite a bit there. Okay, another souls. Well, same souls but from the graveyard. Okay, we can go double Fable this turn. It's going to attack with everything here. Might just go double Fable using the treasures. So we've got a card to discard to the triggers. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because you want, yeah, we essentially get to look at quite a lot of cards here. We could have saved it for the turn after, I suppose, but you know, we're now attacking him for what, 8? Which isn't too bad. He's got 3 cards in hand, 5 lands. Okay, we'll find a creativity. So we'll get rid of a land. And we'll get rid of another land. Although, do we want a land? No, don't think so. Okay, we draw one anyway. I suppose here we're going to go for the creativity on 1, because then we can make a copy anyway. Yeah, I think just 1's fine. Although, I suppose the opponent could have Fatal Push. They do not have Fatal Push. Okay. So that does indeed just win the game. Yeah, not really sure what the opponent had in hand there. You know, if they'd had any sort of removal, they discarded a land, so maybe they were just massively flooded. So, Reanimator. I think we'll bring in the Unmoored Egos against them. Maybe the Ashiok as well. I wonder if we want Emrakul. Probably not. They're probably running Solitude. Lightning Bolt deals with grief but nothing else. Spell Pierce is fine. I wonder if we want Flusterstorm, Mystical Dispute. We probably want the Disputes. They probably run to Fairy, at least in the sideboard. Izzet Charm's fine. Fable is quite good there. Maybe we cut 1 Fable or 1 Izzet Charm. I think one of these 3 drops. I think 1 Fable's probably fine. I guess Thoughtseize Collective Brutality could be good. Oh, these Fatal Pushes do nothing. So let's bring in those and a Mystical Dispute. I think Mystical Dispute is probably better than Izzet Charm in case of Teferi. I think we'll go with that. Right, just going to mulligan this one. Not too enthused about this one either. I guess we'll keep it. If the opponent if they do manage to get an Archon out. Oh, I should have. I meant to discard an Archon. Not thinking. But yeah, if the opponent gets an Archon out, we can then persist our Archon by discarding it to their trigger. That's a good draw. Definitely wish I'd kept the the 4th land now, but there we go. Okay, opponent's shocking in, so could be Tainted Indulgence. They have a grief, exiling grief, so they're probably going to get rid of Persist. It's either Persist or Creativity. Okay, they do go for Creativity. So they may have Indulgence on the end step. Could be a counter spell, I suppose. Well, that's a good draw actually. So we'll go land. And they might have counter spell, but we still get to discard an Archon here. Let's go. What are we likely to want? I think we'll just get Steam Fence with this one. And go escalate. Discard an Archon. Counterspell, drown a log. Okay, they find Indulgence. They've been an Archon. Yeah, well, we'll get rid of that Persist. And next turn we get to persist our own Archon. Opponent has got a Solitude in hand, but if they have to, evoke the Solitude, then Unmarked Grave. They probably go and get the Flashback Reanimate spell here. If they do, it may be worth us not casting Persist. How much mana is that? Okay, so they're not running. Oh, what was it called? Oh, Unmoored Ego, eh? So yeah, we could just do that. I think we will, just to really lock it up. We could go Persist and do it next turn, but if they could, yeah, I think it's best to just go for it here. Just go for Unmoored Ego. Oh, opponent's conceded without us without us doing it. I guess they we're just going to persist here. They think we're just going to persist, get the Archon in. I suppose maybe that was better. No, I think I was going to go for the Unmoored Ego there. Okay, well, we're 2-2. Let's see if we can bring the 0-2 start back to a 3-2 league. Right, we're on the play here. We're going to mulligan the one lander. Oh, this hand's awkward. I think we're going to mulligan this as well. Although, if we draw a land, any blue land lets us Indulgence. No, I don't think so. This is okay. Let's get rid of Archon. Fails. I don't know. I haven't played this deck enough. I don't know if we're meant to keep Archon here, but I think I don't know. Maybe I've been playing too much of the other deck where you really don't want Archons in hand. But we'd have to draw something here. Maybe we should just bottomed. So I think I'm valuing the Lightning Bolt and early interaction over potentially drawing a Tainted Indulgence, or I guess we've got Tainted Indulgence and Izzet Charm and Prismari Command as potential. Well, there's the Indulgence, so this would have been a turn 3 Archon. Yeah, okay, so looks like it might be the Mirror. Thoughtseize. Think we will Tainted Indulgence here. They're just going to take that anyway, so okay, well, we'll discard the Archon. Opponent will now take the Persist. Finding another land there, not ideal. So Lightning Bolt okay if the opponent is also on Creativity. find an Indulgence. They've got 7 cards in hand. Mulliganing really not ideal here. Okay, so they don't discard anything of note, just a land. So no Archon in the graveyard for them. So we'll just go and get a Blood Crypt here. Keep drawing lands is not good. Is it going to be Steam Vents? Yeah. Right. So opponent of 15. Given that we've got all these lands, I think I'm just going to start fetching Dwarves here. You know, we've got a Lightning Bolt in hand. Start getting in for some damage potentially. You know, the opponent could block, but I think I'm happy enough to do that. Okay, another Lightning Bolt. Okay, so see what the opponent does. Wonder if they'll get a Dwarven Mine. They might do. If the opponent goes for like creativity on 2, we've got double bolt. Right, so the opponent does get Dwarven Mine here. But have they got a creativity? And do we block the dwarf token? I don't think we do. I think we just let it go and then we can attack back with 2. Okay, so the opponent kills our dwarf. Okay, there's another one. Okay, so yeah, we'll just have to bolt both here. I think we're going to get another Dwarven Mine, keep up with that plan. And if we can find Persist or I don't think we've not drawn many spells here. So opponent hasn't got an Archon in the graveyard, so they either need to put one in there and persist it this turn, or have another creativity and a token generator. So they need both halves of the equation here. Prismari Command can help them dig for it. Gonna have to be maybe a little bit more careful with our tokens. Really could do with drawing. So creativity would be good. Tainted Indulgence we'd take. Another land for the opponent. Are we? I wonder if I meant... No, I think we're going to hold the Scalding Tarn now. Ugh, come on. We've not drawn a spell in a long time. That's our last... no, that's our 3rd Dwarven Mine. And if this is an Archon, then we're... yeah. Pretty done, I think. Okay, there's another Prismari Command, Mega Treasure. Okay, so I think they probably got another creativity, Transmogrify. So they make 2. Yeah, we're dead. I guess we'll make them show us the Archons, yeah. Okay, so we really flooded out there quite badly. Yeah, just couldn't seem to draw any spells. We mulled to 5 as well on the play, so the opponent was always going to have that bit of card advantage. Let's see what we want to bring in here. We'll bring in the Unmoored Egos. Opponent probably has those as well, so they might be bringing in Emrakul. Bolts are fine. Pushes are like a weird one. They're probably just about okay. Do we want to bring in our own Emrakul? We probably want to bring in the Ashiok. Prismari Command. It's okay. Are we just going to cut the spot removal? Like, Fatal Push is just going to rot in hand quite a lot. I think we'll cut all those. Maybe Pyroclasm's good. Or Brutality. I think we'll just try that. So we'll bring in Emrakul in case they bring in Unmoored Ego. It's quite hard. I don't think we can beat Emrakul unless Archon can, I suppose. Maybe we're meant to trim an Archon for an Emrakul, actually. Maybe that's okay. Yeah, maybe that's fine. Bring in a Dispute or a Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm, I think. Right, I think we're going to keep this. We really need a land, but we've got a lot of good cards, a lot of 3-drops, which is possibly an issue. But we can Thoughtseize on 1, which I think we do. Take turn 2 off, and then turn 3. See what we want. See what we want to do, depending on the board state. Opponent's mulligan to 5, so leading off with a Thoughtseize is definitely the way here. Get a Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. So Creativity, Prismari Command. Yeah, we're just going to take the Creativity, I think. Yeah. Prismari Command is card disadvantage. Land? Hopefully we find a land. Finding a land for Ashiok would be really good, given that all of the opponent's lands are fetch lands. Struggled a bit with lands here, this league. Maybe because we haven't got the crutch that is Ren 6. Oh, this is pretty brutal. Any land there probably wins us the game. Maybe this should have been a mulligan. Nothing to dig for more lands. We run 24. Okay, Bloodstained Mire, so that's the one we don't know about. Oh, come on. This is just ridiculous now. Do we Flusterstorm? Surprised the opponent didn't go for Prismari Command there. Okay, so haven't played the Scalding Tarn. Well, still no land. Really being punished here. Like, I don't know, maybe it shouldn't have been a keep. It's throwing a bolt at the opponent because we may as well. Okay, there's a Dwarven Mine. I found another Creativity. Douthie Voidwalker. Right. Very surprised to see that, because you can creativity into that. That's very odd. Okay, we finally find a land. So I think now we're going to go... Do we go Unmoored Ego? No, I think we just wait here. And then we'll go Prismari, make a treasure. I think we're going to have to go deal 2 damage, make a treasure. Okay. Maybe we should have Unmoored Ego there. Okay, there's another Dwarven Mine. Have they found the creativity? If they found the creativity for 3... we get a 6. They'll probably just get... oh, they only need creativity for 2. If they do, we can't counter it with Flusterstorm. Bit of a non-game, just really needed to find those lands. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 mana. Oh, that's rough. Yeah. I mean, they could hit more Douthie Voidwalkers. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we weren't meant to keep that. Let me know if you would have kept that. I think any land and we're pretty good. I think this deck's definitely doing powerful things. I just don't think. I think I might still. You might need a little bit of different play to the other version where you really can't afford to miss that land drop. You haven't got Ren and 6 to back you up with hitting your land drops, but. Yeah, I think I'd stick to the 4 or 5 color ones for now. Thoughtseize is and this is a powerful plan, but it might just be that I needed to play it a little bit differently and really look for those. You can potentially keep Archons and try and find one of these spells to discard it and find a persist. But there we go. Enjoyable to play as usual, and I hope everyone enjoyed. See you again soon. Cheers.